So funny. It even has like guidelines. Awesome. Let's get going, I guess. Bad claps today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Food. You can definitely.
Ants.
I will.
Gruesome.
Bye bye. Go. Let's go. Really good claps on. Really? Is already good. Hanantasy TV. Guys, if you want to. Next episode when we continue the story of Ralban's escape. Take care. Bye bye. Be certain dudes fine if welcome late. I can't let that run. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This time I didn't miss the second clap. Welcome to episode 80. Ralban escaped. The Sultana might be still alive. Well, this is what we will be doing in this episode. However, I was reprimanded last episode that I didn't give time to a certain feline canine. Fox, give us a fact about ants.
Well, it's more of a, like, a thing.
Alrighty. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second take because the microphone wasn't working. Welcome to episode 81. Hot and dry, wet and fried. Well, basically, today's Thursday, which means grocery day. It is incredibly hot in Germany. So I went into the car and I died out of heat. So therefore, I had to take a quick shower before the stream. And therefore, well, wet hair makes the day a little bit more, well, bearable, I guess. Therefore, I say we are chasing Iceheart in this episode of The Stream Capture Doesn't Work. And let's get on into the game. And, well, let's see what happens, right? We have a lot of stuff to do. And we're only going to do 2 episodes today. That is an angle, I guess. I guess that's an angle. We're only going to do 2 episodes today because the 3rd episode will be taken by the Path of Exile 3.29 announcement trailer / stream. We're gonna react to it because we love Path of Exile on the stream here. We play every season that we can. 1 and 2, and this time 1 gets an update 3.29. And I hope it's good. I hope it's good. It looks interesting. They're touching Abyss again, apparently. But whatever the curse of the All Flame is, it's gonna be fun. 3.29. We get to play RF and myself. I am getting to play my minion goblins, my carry-on golems again. So I'm looking forward to that. But Camp of Convictors is upon us. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with many as you can, Iceheart. Nay, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every Retmox, Veramol, and Bertrenant that wander in and out of the camp? Whatever those words are, they sure are words. There any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea why a heretic could pass under my very nose. Should be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear lady. Big ones, forever I scan the skies for a sign of my praise. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. I actually have to check something really quickly. Since I am playing a pretty heavy game, right? I want to know what OBS Studio takes in memory. So the stream in itself takes about 626 memory right now, which is ideal because once we start the Minecraft series, I know, Path of Exile, Final Fantasy, Minecraft, Valheim, Satisfactory, so many games. Minecraft is incredibly wasteful in its resources, so it takes about 14 to 16 gigabytes on their own, and I don't have much gigabyte left after that, but the stream software is less than a gigabyte, so we are mucho fino. So let's speak to the next one. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go and bother Pirique or someone? I have enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. There's no business of mine what folk with themselves out there do in the wilds. Alrighty, Pirique. Smoking the pipe. Something I can do with your help, my lady. Heretics, isn't it? Well, I have never seen one myself. But they ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. Estinian is also there. You can see the shadow. We would be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods know we have gleaned precious little from talking to the rest of these people. If it please, my lord, I am Pirique, a soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. If it weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear, you see. No, it was by the order of Sir Jantilo's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fuzzing as say what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lobob lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. Well, I'm a low-born lad, but I don't get into battle because I was mustered out at my army mustering. It was. And since I hate violence anyways, might as well. And once they've gotten to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. That may explain how Lady Iceheart was able to expand her following so swiftly. That to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds. Told me that they were off to the Western Highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Sends up purple smoke and the bastards come to you. Is that so? Why then? Then I'm minded to start a fire. We didn't start the fire. There is only Alfie and some Estinian. They didn't start the fire because we're not at the place yet, so we can't do it yet. Purple flame, purple flame. Purple flame, purple flame. If we are to lure our foes into position, then we must find means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also describes in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Iceheart? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphino, you and I should gather food for the fire. Well, kinda correct. It will take both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again in the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Alrighty, so let's slay some yakis. Let's slay some yakis over there. Purple flame, there he goes. These are not yaks, of course, they're puddings, at least in Germany. No, in German, are they called a flan or are they called a pudding? I believe in German they're called a pudding. And I believe in English they're called a flan? I think so. I think so. Let's get our dear Chocoboy out. Get the crits going. And that is the first one killed. The second one off to the minimap is off to the left. So let's killy bully yaki. Of course, no cooldowns left to chase. Also, we haven't touched the warrior quests, I might add. So, since we only have a double episode today, we kind of focus on story. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna do the quest finally. Well, I have said that many times, right? But tomorrow I think we're finally doing the warrior quests. But tomorrow is this day. That one. If you don't know what this thing is, then, well, then you have to listen to that one. And hopefully you know which day tomorrow is. If you don't know, then something like that. I don't know, I just wanted to press my buttons. So, let's get going. Off to the west we are. And let's get going. So, in Ice Commander. Ice Commander. There they are. There's another Wind Ether. Obviously, we're just gonna grab it. And I believe that is the last Wind Ether for catching. So the rest would come from quests. As I've explained before, enemies in Final Fantasy, most of the time, are visually based. So they have a cone above them. So if you, well, are right behind them, they're not pulled. If they see you, they're pulled. So most enemies do have a viewpoint and don't have universal aggro range. So you can use that to your advantage, really, in many cases. especially when you do something like Palace of the Dead solo. You might want to abuse that fact sometime. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Elfino. Must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we need? Oh, that is a very purple hue. Oh, she's coming herself. Interesting. You wouldn't believe that. We wish to speak with you. Let's not talk about Nidhogg right now.
Soか。ドラゴン族の進軍を止めるために対話を。あなたの決意は本物なのだな。しかし、竜と人との対立の根源にある隠された真実を知らねば、対話も叶わないだろう。今こそ語ろう。私が見た真実に触れる過去。
Show us.
1200年もの遥か昔、エレゼン族の一団がクルザスの地にやってきた。当初はドラゴン族との小競り合いが絶えなかったが、やがて一人の乙女が二つの種族の架け橋となる。彼女の名はシバ。
So Shiva brought peace. Okay.
彼女は高い知性と理性を持つ竜と対話する中で、七大天竜の一翼である聖竜フレースベルグと出会い、種の違いを超えてかの竜を愛するようになった。だが人の命は竜のそれに比べてはるかに短い。どんなに長く生きようとも、人は100年もすれば死ぬ。一方で竜は1000年万年の時を生きる。シバの愛を受け入れたフレースベルグも苦悩した。やがて死が二人を分かつという現実に。そしてシバは懇願したのだ。自分を食らってほしいと。魂となって永遠に寄り添うために。
Okay. That's an odd wish. Oh yeah, consume me so we're together forever.
フレースベルグに宿り、これを知ったドラゴン族と人とは互いを認め、融和への道を歩んでいった。二つの種族は協力し、この地に美しい国を築いた。しかし竜の目に満ちた力は人の心を惑わせ、この蜜月関係はわずか200年足らずで終焉を迎える。
But we're only hearing the story from one side, so she's now blaming it on the Elezen that the war basically started again. But we're hearing only one side, so...
人は欲望を抑えきれなかった。自己のために七大天竜を騙し討ち、その目を奪ったのだ。今イシュガルドを襲わんとしているのは、七大天竜の一翼にして 人の裏切りにより目を失ったニーズヘッグとその眷属。かの竜の目的は奪われた目の奪還だろう。それが叶わぬ限り対話に応じるとは思えないが。
I wonder who has the eye.
それは違うな。お前の語る過去が真実かどうかは別として、確かに以前ニーズヘッグは竜の目を狙っていた。だからこそ俺は危険を承知の上で竜の目を持ち出し、都市を離れて各地を転々としていたのだ。
Oh, there it is.
これが竜の目。
これまで奴は執拗に俺を狙い続けていた。だがここに来て狙いをイシュガルドに変えた。そこには奪還すべき目がないことを承知の上でだ。
Casually holding up an eye, I guess.
こうと攻撃の理由が別にあるというのか。
Oh yeah, just simple hatred, I would say.
それに奴の像は目を奪還したとしても晴れまい。この竜の目を通じて俺に伝わる暗い感情はもはや狂気と呼ばれるほどのものだ。
ニーズヘッグとの対話が絶望的だとして、聖竜フレースベルグならばどうだろう。イシュガルド侵攻に加担していないことを考えると、今も融和を望んでいる可能性はないだろうか。
What about plan?
あくまでも争いを止めると。ならば私も共に行こう。
Okay, sure. You better be silent about the eye, though.
私がフレースベルグと開口した地、霊峰ソームアルに抱かれし竜の領域。
He said Som Al, which is a
か
dungeon.
の竜はその航空に広がる雲海に住まう。
Oh no, flashback time! Oh. Been a while since that happened. Can't suppress the echo entirely, right? Oh. We're regaining power. Oh, the ice crystal is back. Very cool. Well, my dear Midgard Sommer, I don't think you have suppressed it entirely.
どうした？大丈夫かい？無理はしないでくれよ。さあ、行こう。ドラバニアは西の山を越えた先だ。
Let's get to Scotland! Back points, let's go!
驚いた。我が竜の爪をわずかとはいえ打ち砕こうとは。調
Yep.
和を望み混沌を鎮めんとする固き決意。
Turns out you might have failed in really completely suppressing the echo forever. And maybe your spell is just weakening, old man. Or dragon, rather. Oh, level up. Hey, level up. Hey, level up. Isaile. So we're no longer calling her Iceheart, we're calling her Isaile. Where the chocobos roam. Your eyes, Olivius. Pray address me as Isaile as you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not, that fate should bring us together thus? Never did I think to walk alongside the warrior of light. But history is full of such unexpected alliances. We shall make our way into Dravania then, eh? The chill of the Western Highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo Forest. Let's get to Scotland! Scotland! With some haggis, some Chocobo haggis. Oh, ugh. Sounds awful. Ugh. No thanks, I will not want Chocobo haggis at all. I pass. No. A Chocobo deviled egg might be really, really good though. Quite like a crunchy outside, a runny yolk in the middle. Like, deviled egg is something nice, but it has to be done well. Otherwise, it's a sad mess.
霊峰ソームアルを仰ぎ見るこの地はドラゴン族の本拠地として知られる。
We're technically in enemy territory right now.
その空を支配する領域に冒険者たちは足を踏み入れるのだった。
Alrighty, we have a wind ether right in front of us. Isaili. We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Somal will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead to see that we are properly provisioned. There's a village here? These lands are the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in such perilous place? The wild chocobos, Tailfeather, was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling beasts. Their leader, Master Champ, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival. And he will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections? Only to this ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before Ishgard burns. Sure, I guess. And as usual, let's just grab the wind ether because we are on our way. So if we ever decide to do the blue quests to enable flying, we have an easier time because stuff is already collected. And of course, guys, you heard it ding, so that means that the feline canine has just appeared.
I got sent a video and I was watching that,
Okay.
and it's rather stupid.
Really?
And I'm wondering my life choices in friendship.
Well, I prefer to stand stupid videos because they're fun. So,
Yes, that is very true. I laughed rather more than I should have.
there you go, then the meme achieved its purpose.
And then I have that tune in my head.
So,
Good evening.
let's speaketh with this person right there. We'll cut this episode relatively short because, as I've mentioned in the beginning, the Fox is already aware of this. In about 1.5 hours, we have a Path of Exile live stream to watch because we're excited to return to the Ting Machine. To that one. And, well, guys, if you want to have the dopamine, do join us on the Path of Exile series. It will be stream only. There will be not much recording of it. And you can watch the stream while us listening to music, for example, if you want to know how bad my music taste is and all of that stuff. But the Path of Exile series is a lot of fun. Well, tan my hide and call me Leatherface. We're visitors. Oh, and if it ain't the lovely Isaili, it's been too long, girl. That it has, Mother Jump. That it has. My companions and I are on a pilgrimage to Samal. Might we stay in Tailfeather for a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, stay as young as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous as of late. Forgive me, sir, but I am not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Isaili not explain things to you, boy? You have seen them covering Silum trees all about, have you? If you were flying above the canopy, you would be barely able to see the ground. And as you would expect, the local wildlife canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for your explanation. And welcome! Now, I know it won't stop Isaili here, but the dragons ain't the only things you will need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're set heading west. So, as I've mentioned before, guys, let's cut this one a little short. I know it's very unsatisfying, really, but plans change because... When did we learn about the Path of Exile stream happening? About an hour ago?
About an hour and a half ago, yes.
About an hour and a half ago. So this was not planned at all today. But plans do change because we like Path of Exile here on the stream. And every time we get a chance to get into a new season, or a new patch rather, we definitely take the chance because it's fun. And therefore, I thank you very much for watching. YouTube.com/LivePlay XIV, Twitch.tv/Hanazaki, and Hanazaki TV. Down here, like the socials. Fox, you have not been here for the entirety of episode 1. But what do we say for the last words?
I have a good excuse. A very good excuse.
Okay, let's
Very
listen to
valid
the excuse.
I was eating ice cream.
Valid. Guys,
And the thing is, when I eat ice cream, my tongue goes numb and I can't talk, so...
can you eat more ice cream? That would be great.
Give me
That
the
would be
raspberry stuff.
awesome if you would eat more ice cream.
I didn't talk, I talk like this, though. I thought. It's true, though. My tongue goes all numb and I speak like this. I speak with a lisp.
Sure. Surviving Dravania. Episode 82. Do I have to do something rather quickly?
Submarines.
What?
Submarines.
Yep.
Yep.
Just one of them, the other one after the stream, but for this one I shouldn't wait. Therefore I am bridging a little bit of time.
I need to put the fan on.
I need to put the fan on. Look at me, I'm talking like a chipmunk. I need to put the fan on.
That was a good impression.
Now I need to put the fan on. I'm a chipmunk, therefore I'm doing a very high voice.
Actually rather easy to do.
Okay, so the next Lalafell that turns up that you haven't voiced yet, you're going to use that voice.
It's actually not difficult to do.
What do I need to do? What am I doing? I have no idea.
Mamma meo. Mamma meo. So how long do I have? I have about 1 day, 15 hours.
I need to go down there.
1 day, 17 hours. 1 day, 14 hours. I'll take that. Oh, marble.
Is it marvelous?
It definitely is. Alright, cool. Log out. Can you actually, like, gather marble, or is there the submarine thing? No, you can gather it, okay. So, let's grab Iceheart, and then we continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I have a date with Sir Imeric.
Sure, I guess. Oh, what a day.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a meeting, like... trying to teach someone something you have no clue about is a wild thing to do.
It's called winging it.
Yeah, oh, I winged it so hard.
You certainly did.
I winged it so hard. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 82, where we wing it so hard at work that we wing it in game because, well, we're going to Dravania and they have wings, right? So we're winging it.
Your jokes are such a drag, and
and therefore, guys, welcome to Surviving Dravania. We have about an hour, so once the clock strikes near 22, we need to finish up the episode because the Path of Exile reveal stream for 3.29 is upon us. And that was not planned at all, and I definitely want to do that, so worse than dragons. I dare say you're wondering what could go possibly wrong, would possibly be worse than dragons, eh? Well, I'll tell you, the bloody Gnath, what you might get if you crossed an antling with a megalo crab and taught the thing how to walk on two legs. They never used to stray far from their hives out of fear for the dragons, but they have gotten a lot more aggressive as of late, sending out war parties and malms in all directions. They have taken to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs, if you can believe it. And when they venture into the forest, which is more and more, by the way, they are certainly not afraid to come to after my lot. I can only imagine how much worse it would be closer to the Gnath home territory. And the Gnath are an allied society at some point that you will interact with. It would seem that much has changed in Dravania. The Gnath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here in Dravania? Aye, 'twas in the time following the calamity. My family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the path of the forest then, and wandered out from under protection of its boughs. That was when I chanced upon Resvelger. He had descended from his mountain lair to hunt for food. My exhausted mind could not contend with the sight of the majestic worm, nor the vision of the past his presence visited upon me. Thankfully, Marsichamp found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees and nursed me back to health, and in Tailfeather I remained for some time. Hence your familiarity with the locals. But I interrupt you. You were saying that these Gnath were once a peaceful people? Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are fiercely territorial, and anyone who would intrude upon their domain is attacked without hesitation or quarter. Outside the borders of their homeland, however, they were rarely hostile. Indeed, we were even able to trade with them on occasion. They have changed then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the underbrush on some roundabout route. I say we made straight for Somal and crush any unruly insect we meet underfoot. A more direct path then. Very well. Let us first follow the trail to the west of the forest and make off for the statue of the Stained One. From there we should have a fair view of the road that leads to Somal, shall we? The statue of the stained one, is that the statue that some OnlyFans creators produce? No? Alright, then no.
I'm working.
Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Alrighty, so we could have just taken a stroke to the left, but the game wants us to follow the regular road. We might as well go to the regular road path. And yeah, we have a little walkie-walkie. And since the fox is working, I can't ask her for a bad joke, so I'm trying to entertain you guys by telling you, get to the dopamine machine. We call it Path of Exile, and it's a lot of fun.
I has a question.
You has a question, okay.
Okay, about you were talking about the NAF
Nah.
people?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
are they nice people?
Depends. You are making peace with them at some point because they become an allied society. So therefore you will become friendly with them at some point.
Okay, because you know how it goes. If they're really, really, really nice, you just can't get enough of them.
It's fine. Fine. That's fine. But enough about these jokes. Let's return to the main story quest. And what do we see? A wind ether. Hey, hey, hey. That would be the next wind ether. And let's get on. And the Bandersnatch is on the side. It has a blunderbuss. That's the wrong game. So... oh man, I wish I had more time to play more games. Path of Exile's on the horizon. I want to do the Minecraft series. I want to do the Final Fantasy series. Evercold is only quote-unquote half a year away. And we all know that half a year is basically nothing at this point. And then the Valheim stuff is coming up. I want to do a Mass Effect series. I want to return to Satisfactory. I want to do so many things. It's terrible. I want to play more video games. But I have to be a responsible human being and pay taxes. Oh well, I guess. So we have to walk more ways because we have to walk these ways, and we have the first AVs or the first dragon of the area on our step. So we have to go up this little thing right here. I guess that's the tainted statue. And we should get our next spawn right here, but that should be a cute scene, yes. Should we chance to meet with Matsuchamp again, remind me to thank him. Had he not warned us to expect Nath, I would doubt I would be standing here. Amid ruins that I would tentatively describe as Ishgardian. The style, if not quite identical, betrays a definitive resemblance. You have the scholar's eye, Master Alfino. This structure is in fact over 1,000 years old. It is a remnant of the age when our ancestors and dragonkind lived together in peace. You claim this as evidence of our harmonious past? I was taught that these buildings were constructed by heretics in honor of your Dravanian masters. This rubble inspires no such awe in me. Stubborn fool! How desperately could you cling to false teachings of your beloved Holy See? Enough! Both of you. You threaten the success of our mission with this incessant squabbling. Isolith, pray reason to these two. I'm gonna just grunt. Gods above, even Isolith has lost patience with you. We have a common goal, lest you forget, to prevent war which claimed countless lives on both sides. If we are to accomplish this, you must learn to tolerate each other's presence. Trust in Isolith's gift, and in time, the secrets of history will be brought to light. Let that be enough, Estinian. You would have me keep my counsel until Isolif's visions confirms the truth. Very well, but bait me not. A meeting with Rethvelger will likely provide the catalyst Isolif's gift requires, as it did mine. Let us press on. 2 more items to sell. We might actually do that later if we have like a little time left over until a quest happens. I want to get these items in. We maybe are able to earn a little bit of coin to recover some of the money that we are spending on our gear upgrades, obviously. Funnily enough, I did the market gameplay basically when I updated the Fox's gear to level 60. And I went on a server when the Cropper nickel was extremely cheap in the auction house. Bought it, went back to my server, resold it, and that paid for the entire gear. So that was really nice. The Trine Towers. Spy you, 3 great towers to the west. Ishgardians know them as the Annex Trine. The place serves as a roost for Reswelger's lesser kindred. If we are to reach the peak of Samal, we then must first besiege these dragons to open the way. But do not be disheartened. The one who leads them is a friend. Of a rather more concern is the disposition of the Nath. Let us survey the approach to the tower and see if the path is clear. Let's get going. Also, just a tiny tip, guys. If you want to mount up quickly, you've seen me walk quite early. In theory, you just have to trigger the mount and you can immediately start walking. You can't call the mount while walking. No, okay. You can actually call the mount while walking these days. That wasn't available in the past, but you can simply call your mount while walking. I was in the opinion that I just have to click it and then walk. But apparently these days you can mount up while walking. It's quite nice. It's not like in World of Warcraft where you have to stand still. In this case you can just simply keep walking and mount up and down as you so please, which is quite nice. It's a little bit of a creature comfort. Oh. Fun fact story, since we still need about 1 minute. I couldn't enter Heavensward for the first 3 weeks, 2 weeks roughly, because I was a poor lad at some point. Well, I still am, but I'm a living alone poor lad now, which is quite nice. And, well, I couldn't enter Stormblood, but I did a lot of treasure map hunting with my Dragoon on level 60 back in the day, and because everybody has moved on, nobody was doing treasure maps and procuring materials. Doing just the chest outside, not even speaking of going inside of the treasure map portals, yielded me a lot of money back in the day. So that was quite cool. I basically used my Chocobo as a fighter and as a tank, and I walked away when the fight went dicey. I killed a few more mobs, walked away, killed a few more mobs, and I did level 60 8-man chests as a level 60 character alone, and therefore all of the material was mine and was mine to sell because nobody was well, gathering materials and everybody was leveling crafters. So I made a bunch of money back in the day. It was quite cool. Tis as I feared, the road ahead is teeming with Nath soldiers. Morsichem did not exaggerate then. These beastmen have grown brazen indeed if they would threaten the dragon so openly. Do they intend to assault the lair itself? I pray they do not. Mighty throw that my Dravanian friends are, they are yet vulnerable to the Nath's muskets. There is no route safe for us before. There is no route safe, the one before us. Should the beastmen offer battle, we have no choice but to accept. They all talk backwards. Every single one of them. They don't talk normal English. They all talk like this very posh English and talk backwards. Like, reading it in my head is really easy. Talking out loud, not that easy. So... yes, folks, you're looking surprised at me.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at you disappointedly.
Disappointedly.
Is that even English?
That's not English at all, no.
Okay.
Disappointedly. What occupation is you, my dear fox?
I clean bathrooms.
Nice save. Nice save. Nice save. That is not the case, though.
Well, it's more or less the same thing.
Well, you get paid more or less the same, so.
I don't know. I think they
I
probably
think
get
cleaners get
cleaners
more.
probably get more. Yeah.
I think cleaners get more than teachers. In fact, English teachers. So, yes, trying to educate me about English and then goes disappointingly. Sure, I guess.
What can you say? Is it disappointedly or disappointingly?
You said disappointedly, I believe.
Disappointedly.
Is that even English? I don't think that is English.
Disappointedly. It's correct. Stop making me doubt myself.
I don't
Mr.
know.
I know. It's correct.
Mr. I know.
Disappointedly.
I am a German lad, alright?
Acting in a discouraged, let down, or dejected manner.
I take no pleasure for skipping the cutscene, unfortunately. Let me say no to the quest and I can read it again. Or I can not, unfortunately. So, I'm sorry for skipping this cutscene. I thought I could read it again. I'm sorry for that one. Widov near! Woo! Widov! Superhero landing. It's really hard on your knees.
Oh yeah. そこなる小さきものはイゼルではないか。グナースどもの先兵かと思うて危うく焼き殺すところであったぞ。
ああ、ビゾーブニル、会いたかったわ。竜と人との融和のため力を貸してほしいのです。
何やら訳ありの様子。我が輩にもよくわかるように話すがよい。
I have to say, voicing dragons real easy because there's no lip syncing involved, so you can just simply plonk the voice on.
ニーズヘッグとその眷属を諌めるため、我が父祖たるフレースベルグの助力を乞いたいと。
ええ、その通りです。
だが小さきものよ。我が輩は聞いておらぬぞ。
Oh, she can smell it. Not scared at all.
これはゆえあってのこと。必要とあらば、お前の目もくり抜いてやろうか。
Maybe not the right thing to say if we want peace.
エスティニアン、これは融和のための旅路だ。
今ここでこやつを食らうのは造作もないが、我が父祖の望みは静寂。我らは憎しみ合ういずれにも組みしない。
I think the idea is really cool that the power of the entity of the dragon is resting in the eye. I think the idea is really cool.
融和と助力を求める意志は私たち自身の言葉で偉大なる竜に伝えましょう。どうか霊峰ソームアルに至る道を開き、私たちに希望を。
小さきものよ、そなたに免じ霊峰への道を開いてやってもよい。しかし 今やグナースどもが呼び下ろした神から我が愛しき竜の子らを守らねばならん。使命を捨て
So she's talking about the Nath god. And the Nath god, as you might have suggested, just like the Vanu's god. That's a primal, yo. Next line is a primal, alright. And that primal is really cool. I'm a big fan of that primal.
あなたたちの領域を脅かすグナース族を退ければ、御身の助力をいただけますか。
ほうほう。小さき者どもが同胞たる武々しい竜たちですら、幾度も翼を折られ、地に落ちているというに。
Do you think dragon have scoliosis, bending their spine like that?
Probably.
I mean...
So you're part dragon.
Well... I wouldn't say no, but that's not... I'm a man, I can't be a dragon, only women are dragon because they all spew fire. So...
Did you get my Berliner?
Of course. And I got 2 pain au chocolat as well, because they were in sale, so... And I do like my pain au chocolat, but I'm not the biggest fan of... what you call the pastry in English with butter and pastry? What's it?
Puff? Not puff pastry.
Yes, it's puff pastry. It's puff pastry. I'm not the biggest fan of Blätterteig, I have to say. There is good ones, but it's just too rich for me. It's too rich. I rather take like a nice sourdough bread, but puff pastry is a little too rich for me. Alrighty, let's go to that primal, right? I'm a big fan of that primal. The background song is not the greatest of it, but he has an incredible voice actor, so I'm looking forward to that one. So the Nath has summoned their god, and thus the mystery of their newfound belligerence is laid to rest. Are you not glad, Lady Iceheart? I thought you would applaud them for summoning a primal to further their own ends. After all, you did. I did not reach out to Saint Shiva to further my own ends. I desired her strength only to forge anew the peace between man and dragon. But what a fool am I to speak of peace of you, you bloodthirsty savage who murders without thought or compunction. Like 2 children fighting over chocolate. Like, they're like 2 children fighting over sweets. Enough! Enough, I say! If the Nath have truly brought forth their deity from the ether, we must face it together or watch our hopes fall apart. All now rests upon the primal's defeat. But ere we think of confronting it, we must first study its origins. What is the nature of this god? Combat. And what manner of faith sustains its existence? Combat. My apologies. You are right, of course. Let us return to Tailfeather and consult with Master Jump. He knows more of the Nath and the culture than most. However, I am not doing the walk of shame. So I am touchy Christy because, well, Ox, why would I touch that crystal right now?
Because you don't want to do the walk of shame, like I did.
There you go. Guys, if you see a crystal, please right click it. If you ever forgot to touch a crystal and you have to do the walk of shame, comment down below, and so that I can simply answer shame exclamation mark, because that's how it should be done. Shame. Alrighty, let's talk to Machamp. That's a Pokemon. Master Chump. Oh, back already, are we? Oh, I met the North, did you? What is it you'd like to... Summon the Primal, you say? 7 healths. Well, I don't know bugger all about the Gnath religion, if I'm honest. Beyond their trading habits, there's never been seemed much of a point in asking. But it shouldn't be that hard to find out. From time to time, we bother with a small hive to the north and west of here, outcasts from the main tribe. But from what I understand, I reckon they would be willing to tell you a little bit more about themselves, if you give them the right incentives. Sounds promising. And what exactly would the Gnath consider the right incentives? Nothing your average hunter couldn't scrounge up in a day or two. But seeing as you're in a hurry, you might want to divide your chores amongst yourselves. You want a good-sized jar of land-trap nectar, a basket of Sailum tree fruit, and always a Gnath favorite, a generous portion of young Nanka flesh. I shall gather the fruit. Leaping to the lower branches of these forest giants should present little challenge to me. Then I shall collect the nectar with Master Alphinaud's arcane assistance. And that leaves you to bring home the meat. You will have to need to carve it from these smaller Nankas that live in the rivers. Big 3 hunks should be enough, I reckon. Once you've got everything together, you will need to set it down at what we call the trading post. Here, I'll mark the spot on the map for you. You have been most kind, Master Chump. Well done! Let us attend to our respective tasks and reconvene at the trading post. I need hardly add that the last one is a rotten Nanka egg. Making the jokes already, the dear Alfie. Alright, let's do the thing that most MMOs do. Please kill 3 enemies of X, Y, and Z. That we shall do. And we have probably a good chunk of 5 minutes available to us. So the fox can get us an interesting fact about ants.
Apparently fire ants build bridges to cross rivers. As a wise man told me first thing in the morning, without even saying good morning, just immediately sending interesting facts about ants.
Yes. So ants.
That was actually quite cool. So I actually asked, because I am wondering, and I thought about it all day, whether the fire ants build the bridge making out of the legs of their fallen enemies. If you would like to know why this is relevant, then watch yesterday's episode.
Yes. Was it yesterday's episode? No. It was because you have to think in episodes numbers, right? So you have to think in episode numbers, so it's probably around 3 episodes ago.
What number are we on?
We are on 82 currently. So it was probably 78 or 77. Because you have to think in episode numbers.
Yes. Okay, well watch all the episodes, that way you won't miss it.
Well, obviously, but we're trying to split this into hour-long episodes because YouTube hates us. So therefore, we try to not do mega episodes because nobody watches those. Plain and simple. So yeah. So we have to think in episode numbers. Numbers, Brett. One small bite could fart the stomach of an grown man. What? No? No? Okay.
Have you already done the dungeon?
No. I have not done a single dungeon in Havens so far.
Okay, cool.
Not a single dungeon, but Somal, I believe, is the first one because we have Somal foothills right here. So I think
and I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go along with you for that one because I got kicked out of the game. Remember? So I didn't actually finish it.
Right, you didn't get kicked out. The game crashed. So
yeah, the game like completely died on me.
I got kicked in Total Rock. which is still funny.
Well, yes.
To this
That's
day.
still funny.
Oh, Final Fantasy is such a friendly game, such a friendly game. Got kicked out of Toto fucking Rock.
Well, you were running too fast.
Yes, I was too fast for the group. Slow
You're too
down. Why are you
fast.
running? As the fox can attest, I kind of know what I do when I tank, so... I was able to gather a godly amount of nectar from these land traps, though I would have not known how to harvest it without Isali's help. Do you have the Nunca meat? Splendid! I shall put this with Estinian's fruit and assemble a suitably generous looking hamper for the Nath. Alrighty. The non-mit. Well, everything appears to be in order, assuming no one has any objections to my choice of presentation. I shall place our offerings at the trading post as instructed. Were I one of the Nath, I would think I would be suitably impressed. Well, it's just a brown bag. Well, how long must we wait? Should we have sounded a signal or some such? I think they can smell it. Calm yourself, Master Alfino. Our offering has not gone unnoticed.
And there they are. We're the Nath. So we walk on little stilts.
Now I remember who they are.
Long as it been since hunters last came to trade, bearing gifts that fill the air with such delightful scents. Landtrap nectar, the yellow fruit tree, and Nunca flesh. What delectable foods you have brought us here! Our meager existence is much enriched by your bounty. Look, hunters, come to our hive if you would like to trade. Rammed and stifling our homes are, but the rancid incense keeps the dragons at bay. Rammed, stifling, and horribly smelly! You better come to live in such scent and cracked and crunchy by dragon jaws. Yes, it's not far away.
I'm not gonna do that all the time.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. It sounds so good.
Grenade! Grenade!
Can you imagine them fight with their muskets?
I'm gonna shoot you!
And then, like, they use, like, the guns that Scotty uses from Kentucky Ballistics. And they shoot, they go, they fly away. That would be great. And this is, by the way, where the Allied Society of the Nath are. And you will interact with this wall right here. This wall will be torn down by the Nath. Your presence has been announced by the storyteller. You must speak to our chosen leader in words, for we are Vath. We are the non-mid. I'm not gonna do the voice. Fuck that, no.
Sadness.
Yes.
Sadness, Everdeen.
Yes, be disappointed. I don't care. Click, welcome to our hive hunters. You have brought delicacies much sought after by our people. We are much pleased. What would you have in return? Honored Elder, pray allow me to begin by thanking you for welcoming us into your home and for accepting our humble offerings. My companions and I are come to search of knowledge, specifically knowledge of your people's god. Knowledge alone? What strange hunters you are! But if it's words you desire, then words you shall have. We are the Vath, the non-mid, and to speak is our fate. You will hear the tale of the Nath god, the god of one mind summoned into our midst. The one mind, these Nath who reside in the main colony. Yes, they are one, connected. Let us begin in the story at its beginning. Some moons ago, a single dragon flew in from the east, bleeding and weak. It fell from the sky into the hive, where it was swarmed by my brethren, and with spear and spell and musket, the dragon was slain. 'Twas likely one that had fled battle with my kinsman. I should commend you for finishing the job. He's rubbing it in. Dragons are fierce and terrible adversaries. The one mind would always cower when their winged shadows passed over the ground, but no longer they had learned that battle-weary Dravanians was easy prey. And thus the overmind decide to heed the words of the black-robed men. The Ascians once again. The one mind would call forth our god and unleash his blades upon the dragons. Dravanian's land would become Nath lands, and ever larger would grow our domain. But our god ever hungers. The price he demands in crystals far exceeds the reward for this war. We of the Vath despise and revile his insatiable existence. So, Isaili is probably very, very, very angry about Estinian again. Like, siblings bickering. I call upon the power of a primal from a greater good, and conscious all the while that I do so at grave cost of the land. The reason that this is a necessary evil, and willingly shoulder the burden of my sin. In suggesting that such crimes can be justified, you may argue that I presume too much, but you must surely see that I am aware of the magnitude of my transgressions. Not so the Nath. They summon their deity for no greater purpose than to expand their dominion. To a scion of the Seventh Dawn, one sworn to eliminate the primal threat, the distinction you draw seems questionable at best. The fact remains that my own grandfather risked unleashing the power of the 12 in an attempt to prevent a calamity. Thus, while I may not condone your actions, I at least understand them. Not so the Nath, as you rightly put it. If you truly seek naught but to territorial gain, I can only conclude that they are ignorant to the ruinous consequences of their god's insatiable appetite. The longer this primal is suffered to exist, the greater the suffering it will cause. It must be destroyed. How lightly you propose the destruction of this god, Master Alfino. A being whom we know not. Has it occurred to you that you may be sending the warrior of light to her death? Yeah, multiple times. No, you have the right of it, Estinian. 'Twould seem is it I who is guilty of presuming too much. Pray forgive me, Isalif. I have to quickly check my windows because it feels like it's raining a lot, but I'm not running.
No, please don't. Because he really hurt himself last time he did that. Reminds me of the song Slip Sliding Away. Slip sliding away. That's what he did last time it rained.
Only drizzling rain, but we got thunderbolt and lightning, very frightening. So let's hope that the cable box survives. I do not fear my duty. Wait, Isalif need not face this foe alone. Like her, I am blessed with the Echo's protection, and may do battle without fear of a primal influence. Let me bear this burden. Ha! Do you truly imagine yourself a second warrior of light? Remind me, how many primals have you faced, my lady? Not that it matters. We know not where this god resides and how to challenge it, unless you mean to pray until it appears. Two kids bickering. Estinian makes a valid point. Let us speak with the Vath and learn how to best secure an audience with the deity. In this, at least, I may be of assistance. Well, the primal who loves nothing but fighting comes more in Stormblood. But the next primal does like fighting a lot. The young lord certainly appears eager to prove his worth. Let's talk with multiple Nath. Yep. We are Vath, we are the non-mid, we do not hear the one mind's thoughts, we cannot predict their will. Okay. Put this idea from your minds, generous hunters. If you meet with our god, then he will have your souls. Surely you are not so generous as that. You wish to meet our god. Offer yourself as a sacrifice, and you will soon be brought before him. We would mourn the loss of such generous hunters, however. Oh, that sounds easy. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening, is going on. You are generous hunters, yes, many gifts you have brought, but not enough for all Vath to enjoy. Maybe you could bring us some more, just one more time. We are very fond of Nanka flesh. Yes, the meat of young Nanka would make a fine repast. Alright, so let's travel out for one piece of flesh. Oh well. So let's walkie-talkie, gogi, owie, owie, owie. So let's go. And I kind of have to listen to the rain, because if it gets ever stronger, I kind of have to close my windows. But I'm not gonna run.
Slowly.
Exactly. I'm not gonna run. Now, it was actually really bad, guys. I rarely knocked the air out of me, and like, do you know these videos, especially from bikers who do like mountain biking stuff, and they land wrong and they do like this noise? That was kind of what I was doing. Only I got rained on as well in the same case, so yeah, it was not the greatest fall. Mind you, it would have probably looked spectacular had I had like a camera somewhere. I would have loved to see myself fall.
The noises were fun enough.
Yeah.
It's like, I was just sitting here and I was like, I think I hurt myself.
I said I hurt myself good. I didn't say
hurt myself good.
Yeah, I hurt myself good.
I really hurt myself.
I really hurt myself because I couldn't like drop in air. I kind of really like, I don't know what.
You winded yourself.
Yes, but the German word prellt. What does it mean in English? Bruise, maybe bruise. I really bruised my ribcage like crazy from behind. So
yes,
that was I took a big bruise.
And that was me sitting here worried about you, not laughing in the slightest.
It's totally fine.
All right.
I was laughing about myself as well, so.
No, I actually was worried after laughing.
I was close to going to some doc and getting like a scan done if I like damaged a rib or something like that, because it was a violent fall. We Vath do enjoy our Nanka flesh. Have you been out hunting yet? Another gift for the Vath, so unexpected. Yes, you will have more of the words you strange hunters hunger for. Listen now. The senses of the one mind are enmeshed by the overmind. That one sees, all see. What one feels, all feel. Alert a single Nath and the whole hive is alerted. To reach our god undetected is all but impossible. The Vath are wont to allude to certain concepts without explanation, but I believe I am beginning to grasp a few of the fundamentals. From what I understand, the king-like overmind sits at the center of the Nath society, and its presence somehow allows its subjects to communicate without need of word of gesture. These Nath, the ones who inhibit the larger hive, are known as the One Mind, and it was by their combined will that the Primal was summoned. All those who reside in this smaller hive, however, are the Vath, or the Non-Mind, who for some reason that yet escapes me seem to have been excluded from the telepathic bond which connects the Nath counterparts. Thus are the Vath ignorant to the One Mind's thought and intentions, and of the nature of their own god. In summary, we have wasted our time. Not so. Perilous as it may be, the Vath did furnish us with one certain method of approaching the Primal, as sacrifices. We should allow ourselves to be captured in the environs of their colony, and the Nath will bring us forth their deity to make an offering to our souls. So guys, I would like to continue from here. However, we are roughly 15 minutes past. And since a few things are going to happen, let's take this moment to enter our guild house and do a little bit of management of our character. Because in about 10 minutes, I want to switch over to the pre-stream for the Path of Exile stuff, so that we do not miss a minute of the announcement. So, yeah. So, let's take care. Let's get to our characters. Let's go to Irun. And let's quickly sell the things that we want to sell. So, about 4,000 per item. That would be quite nice. That recovers a little bit more money. So, that's quite nice. Ooh, that's 40,000. What does it sell for? It does sell for roughly 28. So it does sell for roughly 28. So let's put it in. What does this sell for? This sells for absolutely nothing. So we'll keep that for later, just in case the price changes. So there's no copy of this in. 30,000. Okay, that would be paying for quite a lot of gear if that would sell. 60. But it sells for 60 as well. Interesting. So let's sell it for this amount. If any of this sells, this fuels obviously the making of our level 60 gear, which we are technically quite close by because we are 57. So that's quite nice. So this sells for roughly 25. This sells for roughly 25. Like so. This sells for around about 4,000. 25. Is the price good? Yes, indeed it is. One actually sold for 75. So let's go for 24. So we have 26. People are not buying it, but they're buying it for 20 roughly. Get it in for 20. And this is 4,000. This is not a good price, but let's get it in. And we have one more ring to manage. No ring inside. It sells for around about 40,000. So let's get it in for around about 40,000. If people pay the lazy tax, obviously. So purchase items. Let's sell all of the raw materials that we have, because we need none of these really. None of these make for any good money. This obviously is nice when it comes to the Grand Company seals, which we are yet to indulge in. And let's see, we have 110 weapon here. If we get that into the auction house as well. Or not, it is a unique untradeable, I see. So it is the Conqueror's set, so that's from the 100s. How does it look? Ooh, that actually looks kind of neat. Ooh, it actually glows. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. It actually glows. But it turns, as you guys can see, the head turns, it kind of spins. My current axe spins as well. I'm not the biggest fan of that. How about this weapon? This does not spin. Here's what we could do. We could look into the auction house and maybe find a cool skin to wear. So let's look into the auction house. We might be able to find a cool skin for a weapon. That might not be too expensive, mind you. So let's see. Oh no, the musicians are here.
That's bad. Oh, stop picking on me. Stop picking on me.
No. No. I don't approve. So let's look for weapons of the music. So let's push it to 60, because 60 has another bunch of skins, and the Zorvan weapon would be quite nice to wear, I guess. That is, well, that is the next Primal's weapon style. So I used to wear this weapon style. So what's this one? This is the Bismarck one. So the next one is It's fine, I guess. What's this one for? I obviously can't say the names of these primals. This one's pretty nice. Okay.
Oh, neat. Oh, bugger.
And that is the Zovan weapon. That one is pretty sick. We might look into this one. 200,000 though. But we can easily farm this. This is like the greatest joke to farm. So I'm not too off-put by this money. So let's see. Remo axe, no. Wow. Guys. Oh my god, you serious? 1 million? Are you serious? Holy shit, guys. You have too much money at your hands. Yikes. You have too much money at your hands, guys. Alrighty, guys. 10 minutes until the stream begins. So I bid you farewell for this episode. This has been 82. Next time, I think we're gonna focus on the warrior quest. That's why we are currently situated in Limsa Lobimsa. Thank you very much for watching. Twitch.tv/Hanazaki, LivePlay, XIV on YouTube, Hanazaki TV on the socials. We are in 10 minutes short of the Path of Exile stream. I do pray that you visit us on the stream when we play Path of Exile, because we play music, we have a good time, there is a lot of co-op gameplay. This is a wonderful time for you to join the stream and play with us co-op, because we are not playing SSF, not solo self-found, and you can just simply join the raid and farm with us when we do, for example, strong boxes. Abyss Beyond Delhi is absolutely insane. We have a very, very wonderful moment on the stream. I don't believe it's up again. We had to delete some stream stuff, but basically I played my carry-on golem to the end game first and then the RF second. However, I had so much money that I could kit out my RF soldier with a lot of gear. So I entered the end game at, what was it, level 68? I believe I entered the end game in 68. And after half an hour, my character was level 88. So I gained about 20 levels in 30 minutes, and you could just see the bar going shoom, zoom, 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 zoom. It was so funny. I leveled so fast that the game couldn't keep up with the leveling, and I actually, because there is a level explosion that I have equipped on my character, because I spend a little bit of money on Path of Exile, so there is a level explosion on my character, and the game simply couldn't keep up because I leveled so damn quick. It was super funny to see, and I plan on doing the exactly same again, because it's really, really, really fun. But not much of that will land on YouTube, not much of that will land on Twitch, because we will be playing music, and copyright is a bad business for the channel. So therefore, I thank you very much for watching. The Fox is currently doing a dungeon. But Fox, what are the last words of this episode?
Well, I found out something very interesting. Oop, bugger. That ants have 2 stomachs. One a personal one and one a social one.
I do too. I have 2 stomachs.
Yep.
One for food and one for dessert. Guys, until the next episode. Bye-bye. So, let's switch on over to Path of Exile.
So for the rewards, is it Twitch or YouTube that I have to watch?
Twitch. YouTube does not work.
Twitch. Okay. I thought so, but
there's already 130,000 people watching. Oh my god.
just a few.
Like, that's the announcement trailer, alright? And 130,000 people are watching. Saudi.
130.
Twitch.tv/Path of Exile. I'm gonna send you the link so you can just simply open it.
I should have it saved, but okay.
So that's main screen. That is working. Wonderful. However, I would like to a little bit differently. Like to do this a little bit differently. So. Like so. Righty. So we'll do an intro about 2 minutes in, I guess. We'll do an intro, and that should...
How did I get a ring without rolling for anything?
You rolled on
No,
it.
I haven't clicked any loot.
Yes, you did.
I haven't clicked any loot. I haven't even touched the window.
Well, you had to roll for it, otherwise it would have not landed in your... You're not at the end of the dungeon. That's just fact.
Yeah, but I haven't opened any loot whatsoever. I haven't touched the loot window. You have to physically click on it and roll for it.
In early dungeons, loot is generated for your class as well.
So it was automatically added to me?
Yes.
Okay. And see, even... Okay. Cool. Didn't have to roll for it.
No, you did not. It was generated for.
Yeah, that's
There
what I
is
mean. That's cool.
There is no auto roll.
Mhm.
Why are you single targeting? If equal or greater than 3 AoE.
Yeah, I thought there was 3.
No, there was
so
4.
3 counting 3. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I thought
Equal 3 or greater than 3.
Okay. I thought
2
greater
is
than
single
3,
target.
that's why.
No, 2 is single
Okay.
target.
Mm.
Ooh,
I did
bad
listen to you.
smells. It smells like tar burning. Bad smell.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a bad smell. Oof.
Ooh.
That's awful. I need, as tradition commands, I need Gazi on the side to see what Gazi's reaction.
I need to finish this dungeon.
You're not gonna
My
finish
God,
it
I've only
in
got 4
time.
minutes. But I have at least a cutscene.
Here's what you ideally do. Kill the boss, but not leave the dungeon.
Wait.
They're already fighting. They didn't wait. You need to click yes.
Oh, bastards, they didn't wait for me.
Nope, they did not.
Thanks, guys. Oops. Right in the tail.
Lots of mistake.
Yeah, I was distracted.
Don't have to walk that far.
Whee!
That is why you stay usually with the group. Because the melee is not helping to kill your... Because you're too far away. Not fighting. Why are you not?
I don't know. It wasn't targeting it.
Because you weren't looking at it.
But yeah, I couldn't see it because the name was down here. I didn't understand where it was.
Go to your group. Never stand alone. Try to stay with the group. Being alone is a sure way to die.
That's a pretty cool good dragon there.
It's Nidhogg.
Mm.
There is something beneath you. Why are you not walking out of it? I'm gonna bicker if I see stuff like that. That is very obvious.
But what was underneath me?
An eye.
There's all I could see.
Why are you not
I
joining
didn't
your group?
see it. Because.
Okay, I'm gonna do an intro. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Path of Exile watch party. The Tridiads, well, the Duetiads are currently here. The Fox and I are here and watching the patch reveal for 3.29. The Curse of the All-Flame. Very excited. I want to play Garyon Golem. I want to play RF. The Fox want to play RF. We want to play all RF things. Hopefully something good for RF is in it. However, I am looking forward to maybe get a Carrion Golem buff. I don't know. It looks like we're getting something with the Abyss. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But hey guys, it's going now. So let's see what happens.
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile, and welcome to GGG Live. We have massive changes to show you today with Path of Exile Curse of the All-Flame, which is coming out next week on July 25th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so you'll be able to claim your Abyssal Soul Shatter rare finisher effect by following the instructions below.
We've seen that
Let's
in the
not keep
preview.
you waiting though. Roll the trailer for Path of Exile Curse of the All-Flame.
By the way, I consider them the best trailer makers currently.
To a lost wreck that still draws ghostly breath. A curse down below. With my lanterns, we can explore the sea floor.
That means
We
sulfur.
must find the source of the All-Flame before the brine rot. Somewhere in the blackest depths, bounty and death await.
Oh look, it's the Fox. Okay. Abyss rework, yes! Mercenaries are back! Ooh! Mercenaries are back! Woo! New Ascendancy class?
Fortune in the depths of the sea.
Oh my god, mercenaries are back. That's amazing! So I didn't have it planned to play Path of Exile next week,
In
but
today's
we're
stream,
playing
we'll be
Path of
walking you
Exile.
through all the details of Path of Exile Curse of the All-Flame. We'll comb the ocean floor discovering sunken artifacts of forgotten origins, fight the horrors of the deep, and do your best to keep from being crushed by the waters above you. We're revisiting some familiar mechanics to bring new life to systems that have begun, perhaps, to show their age. Abyss and Legion will both be receiving significant upgrades, including a new pinnacle boss for Abyss and a new chase crafting system for unique items in Legion. In addition to revamps of the existing leagues though, we're also bringing back some old friends. The Mercenaries of Trathus are making their way back to Rayclast. Then we'll explain our new endgame system. We will join Kirak in investigating anomalies appearing on the Atlas. After that, we'll discuss the character and skill balance coming in Curse of the All-Flame. Finally, we'll
Socket
cover our new
colors
set of support
reworked.
packs, after which we'll have a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will interview Path of Exile's game director Mark, as well as game designers Octavian and Andrew, answering your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 AM NZT. So let's get started. I'll hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. In Path of Exile Curse of the Allflame, a long-forgotten mystery has begun to stir beneath Rayclass seas. Hidden in the icy depths lie strange and immensely powerful treasures, waiting for those bold enough to claim them. Meet Valerie, a dangerous Corsair captain who needs boots on the ground and on the sea floor to help her retrieve these treasures and unlock their potential. This is where you come in, to help her find the charts scattered across Rayclast. Then, use those to guide her ship to the patch of brine that holds loot for the taking. In return, you'll get a cut of the profits. These lost charts are guarded by the undead, rival Corsairs, or horrible creatures of the deep. Each of these monster encounters will also have a custom bonus for defeating the enemies. For example, successfully defeating the accursed undead that guard this treasure chest will cause the grateful trapped soul inside to grant you its power, possessing you and granting you ghastly power for the rest of the area. Once a chart is in hand, you'll board the good ship, the Sovereign, Valerie or Val's reappropriated Oriathan naval vessel. Here, Val introduces you to the heart and soul of her ship, quite literally. Vesper, another Pondium native like Val, is bound to this ship. His soul burns with the Allflame's curse, and were his comatose body to be removed from the ship, he would surely die.
It's Mr. House.
The silvery apparatus that lines the bows and eaves of the vessel allow him to steer the Sovereign anywhere in Rayclast's waters. Using the chart you've brought, Vesper can navigate to a location so you can scout it for Val, and while doing so, claim whatever treasures there might be. How, though, will you avoid a watery grave once sunk below? Vesper controls a spark of the Allflame, a powerful and mysterious magic, which has been imbued into a number of devices aboard the ship. Chief among them, the bathysphere. This entirely safe and well-tested contraption of rivets, bolts, and metal will be your ticket beneath the waves to explore and plunder. While scouting the depths, in order to not need an ample supply of air, we're instead going to place Allflame lanterns.
Oh, okay.
These are conduits of the power that keeps Vesper alive and bound to the ship.
I see.
And give you the temporary safety you need to do that exploring. Without them, you will drown.
Lots of white sockets.
The first of these is strapped to the bathysphere and activates on landing, rushing the water away to reveal horrifying monstrosities, lost treasures, and a strange luminous coral growing from the corrupted dead in the oceans of Rayclast.
OnlyFans moms
These
without
strange
makeup.
growths are the real reason Val has asked you to plumb these waters, as the coral can be broken down into dead man sulfur, the fuel that keeps Vesper's light burning. As you get to the perimeter of the safety provided by an Allflame lantern, Val will drop more down at your request. There's also an option available to have new lanterns fired automatically for you as soon as you need them.
Oh, that's
if
cool.
you prefer speed over fine control.
Yeah, sure.
Explore and claim what you can while you can. Lost fortunes of gold, chests of valuables, and lurking
Lots of
threats
white
all lie in wait for you
sockets.
beneath the waves. You might even find the odd lost missive, waylaid on its travel to its intended recipient. But hey, finders keepers, right? Beware though, as Vesper can only power so many lanterns at once, and that power is finite. On placing the last of your lanterns, they will begin, one by one, to flicker and fade, and the creatures of the deep will rush in as they sense the vanishing of the light. You'll have to rush back to the safety of the bathysphere, escaping the cold clutches of creatures that despise the light you bring. You'll want to place every lantern though, as exploring to collect enough Deadman sulfur is the only way to successfully chart the area for the next step, planning a voyage. Val will keep a record of the areas you've charted, storing details in her journals. Once you've charted enough areas, just talk to Val, place your charts on Val's board,
It's the Val Temple.
connect them together, and create one giant seafloor excursion.
Look, it's my drawing
Each
skills.
area you chart will reveal a special modifier that applies when it is used as part of a voyage, applied to either the charts adjacent to it or the whole voyage. Here are a few examples. This modifier causes all equipment dropped by monsters in adjacent charts to be converted to gold.
Oh, that's cool.
This modifier will spawn friendly jellyfish alongside every pack of monsters in your voyage, which you will promptly slaughter for extra loot and experience, we're sure.
Obviously, RF,
This
we don't have a
modifier
choice.
Causes all
They
monsters
just
in
die.
adjacent charts to be empowered by wildwood wisps. With 9 positions on your board for charts when constructing a voyage, these can stack up fast. There are also charts which can take you to specially rewarding areas of the ocean floor. Fields of anchors strewn with treasure chests full of loot, Kalguran shipments lost at sea, and sunken abyssal pits teeming with monsters, to name just a few. There are even some ancient artifacts you might find and resurface. Additionally, the edges of the voyage board track the currents of corruption flowing through the waters of Rayclast,
Oh my
with
god.
randomized effects being rolled with each new voyage to affect the charts placed adjacent to them. These add even further rewards to your voyages, and can shake up the way you choose to place your charts. Stack all of that together, and a well-planned voyage, with a bit of luck, can be a very profitable endeavor. But with so much loot to claim, how are you going to get it all to the surface? Val has a solution for just that problem. In each of the charts that comprise your voyage, there will be a capsule waiting for you, sent down by Val, which can store about an inventory worth of loot. Stuff these full, send Val a signal, and she will pull it back up to the surface, safe and
The
sound.
sockets are no longer white, they're grey.
Since voyages are built of 9 charts,
Do you
that's
see
a
that?
lot of opportunities to send back plenty of valuables.
So they're no longer white,
Once you're
they're
satisfied
grey.
with the plunder from your well-planned
Grey
voyage,
is new.
find any of these capsule locations and call the bathysphere to it as your
Can you
ticket out.
color? Oh my god, you might
Val
be
will
able to
send it down
color
to your
them
rescue.
yourself.
As fast as you can. You just need to survive until it gets there. Good luck.
Am I
Once
calling
you
it?
do,
Can you
don't forget
can
to
you
empty
color
all those
can you color
capsules
them
full of loot.
yourself?
Now, back to all that dead man sulfur that you've been hard at work gathering. Is that just to keep the Sovereign afloat and Vesper alight? No, it's not. Once you've got a bunch of it, head below decks, and you'll
It's for
find
cocaine
the
and
heart
hookers.
of the ship at work. Whilst Vesper's body remains above deck, burning away in a contraption of tarnished pipes and corpse-stained glass resides Vesper's soul, and you'll find him to be a pretty crafty fellow, if a bit melancholy. That's where this league's item crafting system comes into play. Give Vesper an item, alongside a currency that you could normally use on that item, and an ample supply of Dead Man's Sulfur. That item is then split into a multitude of ghostly forms, each of which will be the result of having applied that currency to the original item.
Oh my god!
You can then pick which of the ghostly outcomes you like best to keep for yourself. The others will go up in smoke, as Vesper can only reify a single outcome.
Oh, that's cool.
This can be done with almost any crafting
Look,
step
that's
you'd
grey.
like. Want to see a few outcomes for that influenced exalted orb?
Ooh.
Perhaps you've got a particularly expensive fossil combination you want to get maximum value out of.
But 2
Do
grey
be
and 1
wary,
red.
as the more potent the craft, the more sulfur Vesper will require to
They're
see it
explaining the sockets later.
That's not all, however, as the seafloor hides some yet undiscovered potential in the form of rare and valuable ducats.
Oh no.
These can be consumed by Vesper to warp and twist items in ways not seen in centuries, such as Kishara's Ducat, which creates 4 ghostly copies of an item, each of which will keep 1 mod from the original, perfect for creating powerful crafting bases.
Something I can't do crafting.
Gentile's Ducat, which can solve item or gem requirement problems by changing one attribute to another.
Oh, attribute swapping!
And Brine Hook's Ducat, with which you can become an emissary of the gods of Rayclast. Who knows what these aspects might do? These Ducats come from special types of charts, so keep an eye out for them on your travels throughout Raycross.
Oh, you can do stat
You may even
swapping
find some
now.
that lead you to notably
That's
unwelcoming
awesome.
waters. So that covers the new league, and for the first time in Path of Exile, we're finally going under the sea. Some might even say this is the first real boat league. But that's not all, not even close. Next up, we've got an old favourite making a return. The mercenaries of Trathus are once again roaming Rayclast, looking for hapless fools to duel. Mercenaries will start appearing from Act 3 in San.
Okay.
Before beginning a duel, you'll be offered an overview of the mercenary you've encountered. Here, you can see the gear they have equipped and the skills they employ. As per the Trathan code, you have the right to wager for an item the mercenary is carrying. You'll stake some of your
don't
gold,
know.
and the duel commences.
Looks like a fox.
No. Just a woman.
No, the
If
weapon
you
you're down.
lose, you forfeit the levied
no.
gold, and the mercenary will teleport out, repulsed at such a poor display.
Got
Win,
one shot.
however, and to the victor will go the spoils. In addition, if you win the duel, the mercenary will aid you as an ally for a number of areas. Trathan mercenaries are powerful allies to have in Rayclast, assisting in a number of ways. Some mercenaries can provide you with powerful auras and buffs, while other mercenaries can do all the killing for you.
The aura mercenaries are amazing
While in
for
map
minion.
areas, if you don't like anything the mercenary offers, you have the ability to request their warrant. A warrant is a promise to return and duel again at a later date. A call to action that calls that specific mercenary to a future map, with the same set of skills, but a new set of items. A mercenary will only grant their warrant once, however, preventing you from fighting that mercenary in every single area. Warrants also allow you to trade specific mercenaries to other players. It is important to note that unlike in Mercenaries of Trathus League, having a mercenary does not count as a player party member. So having a mercenary does not increase monster life or the quantity and rarity of items dropped from monsters.
Alright.
Given that, you may be wondering, but what if I really like a mercenary I found? They have a great personality and powerful skills. Is there really no way I can keep them as an ally permanently? Well, you can, but only if you are a Scion. For the second time in 6 months, the Scion is getting a new Ascendancy class, the Luminary. The Luminary is a natural leader, lighting the way for others to follow. Becoming a Luminary immediately lets them allocate the Noble Blood passive, allowing them to permanently hire any mercenary they find in Rayclast.
Shit.
Luminaries can have up to 3 permanently hired mercenaries, 2 in reserve in towns and hideouts, and 1 as an active ally in combat. Unlike with regular mercenaries, you can change the items permanently hired mercenaries have equipped,
Oh my god!
opening up innumerate potential build possibilities. By default, permanently hired mercenaries cannot be equipped with unique items, but these passives enable them to equip specific types of uniques. While the legendary arms passive empowers mercenaries that have many different unique items equipped. Luminaries have the flexibility of becoming a support character to their mercenary, or having their mercenary support them. The Oath of Fealty and Golden Glory passives empower your mercenary by using your link skills on them. The Loyal Bodyguard and Bestowed Knighthood passives enable your mercenary to protect you in combat, as well as enhancing their aura skills. As with any old league that we add to the core game, we have added full Atlas Tree and Scarab support. Here are just a few examples. These passives allow you to much more easily target the specific types of mercenaries you want showing up in your maps. The Loot and Pillage passive gives mercenaries a chance to drop all their items when defeated, instead of just the one you selected. The Trathan Scarab of Renown makes it so the spawned mercenary is covered head to tail in unique items.
Oh my god.
And the Trathan Scarab of Infamy forces a more powerful, infamous mercenary to spawn, accompanied by 2 other mercenaries for a truly unfair duel. Unfair for them. There's even a few entirely new mercenary types, one of which is found exclusively on the seafloor in rare Curse of the Allflame encounters. Sellswords of Trathus won't be the whole of your problems in 329, however, as the denizens of the Lightless are getting some much needed updates with a modernization and rework
Scion
of
minion build,
Abyss.
maybe?
When we brought Abyss over to Path of Exile 2 and Rise of the Abyssal, some functional changes to the mechanic were made to improve the gameplay significantly. In Curse of the Allflame, the majority of those changes will be making their way back to Path of Exile 1.
Oh, awesome. I like
The existing
Abyss
Abyss
a
content
lot.
had some notable problems. Aside from being very dated, it also required the player to follow a crack as it opens,
Yes.
often backtracking throughout already cleared areas. Now, as you approach an abyssal pit, and the cracks leading up to it, you will find that it is already open and spilling forth abyssal energy into the surrounding
Just like
area,
PoE 2.
subjugating
Great.
the souls
I
of enemies
like it.
unlucky enough to be within its influence.
I'm a big Abyss fan.
Slaying these enemies will send those souls spiraling down into the pit, drawing the attention and ire of the minions of Kulamark that dwell beneath. Slay enough of them, and the Abyssal Legion will spill forth from their domain to tear you apart.
If they can survive.
The upshot of this rework is twofold. Firstly, there is now much more visceral feedback in the moment-to-moment gameplay of Abyss, with audio and visual cues drawing the player along. And most importantly, you'll never need to chase a meandering abyssal crack around a map ever again. No
Thank you.
more backtracking. However, be on your guard. The abyssal minions of Kulamark have some different tricks up their sleeves in PoE 1, and many employ entirely different skills to those of their PoE 2 counterparts.
That's fine. We play RF, we don't
To
die.
be clear, there are still some aspects of the existing abyssal system that we will be keeping. Abyssal jewels and items with abyssal sockets will remain. In
Very
fact,
good.
we have given Abyss a similar treatment to what we did with Dell fossils in our last release, moving abyssal rewards out of other areas of the game to make Abyss the exclusive source of abyssal jewels and Stygian vices.
Okay.
This will also come with a complete refresh of abyssal scarabs and Atlas passive tree investment, with some truly dangerous and wild new ways to take on the lightless hordes.
Very cool. I approve.
Lastly for Abyss, but definitely not least, Abyss is bringing an entirely new endgame pinnacle boss, with its own set of brand new unique items.
Oh, cool.
This boss has a very unique way of accessing it. What does this eyeball do? Good luck figuring this one out.
Great.
Let's move on to our next
Thanks,
leg being
Mark.
Legion.
There is a
Every
fix
legion have
everywhere,
distinct
and now I'm
and
dead.
interesting rewards that are exclusively available from that mechanic. This allows players to specialize in certain corners of the game, rewarding those who engage with a given mechanic. Legion is next on our list to receive this treatment.
I never
Despite
really
having a unique combat
did
mechanic,
much
we felt
Legion.
Legion didn't have interesting exclusive rewards outside of timeless jewels. While incubators were technically exclusive to Legion, they effectively granted the same rewards that you could get elsewhere.
Yes.
So, what are we doing about it? Firstly, incubators are being removed. No longer will you have to remember to apply incubators to all your equipment every few maps.
Okay.
Instead, we will be adding a new type of reward exclusive to Legion, vestigial unique items. Legion generals and maps will have a chance to drop a new type of currency item, enshrouding crystals. These can be used on your unique armors. You can then take the enshrouded item to the domain of timeless conflict, which might look a little bit different to what you remember. A giant crystal emerges from the center of the domain, and there appears to be some sort of entity trapped inside, potentially the reason that these armies are engaged in eternal conflict. At the base of the crystal are a number of smaller crystals. Clicking on one allows us to place our enshrouded item inside. As we then kill monsters in the domain of timeless conflict, our gloves within the crystal begin to transform. And once you have killed enough, the crystal becomes volatile and looks ready to fracture. I wonder what will come out.
Boss, most
Our
likely.
Shaper's touch transformed into a Malagero's virtuosity. But now, the Malagero's virtuosity has a trace of the original enshrouded item bestowed upon it, in the form of a vestigial implicit modifier. As you can see, enshrouding crystals allow you to transfer powerful modifiers from one unique item onto another. Here are some more examples of vestigial unique items. Helmets,
Minion uses
boots,
some uniques,
gloves,
and RF can use uniques
shields,
as well.
and body armors.
Okay.
In addition to vestigial items, we are also making a number of small improvements to Legion. You no longer need to kill every last monster to begin the Legion encounter. Breaking out all the key monsters, chests, and the majority of monsters will be enough to start the combat automatically. No more cheeky single monster hiding in the corner, preventing your encounter from starting. Legion monsters drop fewer splinters,
Come on, use a loot
but in
filter.
larger stack sizes, resulting in fewer clicks in each encounter. Unrelenting timeless emblems have been removed, with regular timeless emblems absorbing many of their effects, causing the domain of timeless conflict to become harder, but more rewarding as you kill monsters. Your reward progress in the domain is now
I need
tracked
to
by
check my
charging up
windows,
these
it's
small
raining
purple
hard.
crystals, rather than flooding your screen with hundreds of reward icons. The rewards are still the same, just not obscuring your screen with symbols. Talismans were introduced back in 2015, but over the years they've been long neglected and lack a meaningful place or purpose. We are making a number of changes to bring talismans back to relevance. Firstly, talismans are now exclusive rewards from Bestiary. Every red beast has a chance to drop a talisman specific to that beast. For example, the Krashik Croaker can drop the Croaker Talisman. What makes these talismans special? Well, you'll notice a couple of changes compared to old talismans. Firstly, talismans no longer drop corrupted, making them far easier to craft once you find one. Secondly, the special modifiers on talismans are now enchantments, rather than implicits. This means they compete with blight anointments, allowing their effects to be significantly more powerful than before. Here are a few more examples of new talismans. Talisman unique items have all been improved, and now have a chance to drop from all bestiary bosses. Check out the new Eyes of the Great Wolf talisman, which has some crazy possibilities. So that is everything covering the new and reworked League mechanics in 329. Now, that's already quite a lot of in-game content, with mercenaries returning, an upgraded Abyss, Legion's new reward mechanic, and of course, everything the Curse of the Allflame League has to offer. But even with all of that, we're not done, because what about the Atlas itself?
Let's
Given
remind
Xana's
ourselves
actions
that
to
this
try
game
and
is free to
destroy it in
play.
the last two expansions. Xana's actions are causing the Atlas to become ever more destabilized. Strange locations have begun to manifest on the Atlas, many of which seem to be bleeding over from familiar places in Rayclast. Kerak has labeled these as anomalies. When you complete maps affected by a Voidstone, there is a chance that when you next open your Atlas, an anomaly may manifest. Like this one, the Mana Foyer. Like regular maps on the Atlas, you can select them at your map device, but unlike regular maps, these don't require an item to enter. It looks like this area is the abode of Cadero Perandus. Cadero is willing to offer valuable items in exchange for our gold. If you don't like what is on offer, you can reject it, and he will immediately offer another item. The next offer will cost more gold, but hopefully is much more valuable to you. If you don't have enough gold for the offered item, don't worry. Cadero is happy to wait for you to replenish your coffers. You can return to the area at any time. The anomaly will not disappear from the Atlas
And now
until
it's a
you
mage
either
blood.
purchase an item or reject all his offers.
By the way, he's cheating. His gold
Anomalies
is
are
not
unique
going
in this
down.
regard.
He's
Unlike other
cheating.
locations on
His
the
gold's
Atlas,
not going down.
These areas
Cheater!
can often be revisited.
Cheater!
Let's quickly run through a few of the anomalies that can manifest. Reflecting Mists and the Nameless Seer no longer randomly spawn within maps, but instead now appear in their own anomaly areas. Scrying is no longer the domain of the Nameless Seer, but instead can be done through the new, tradable Scrying Orb. Some anomalies grant a taste of League mechanics you might not normally run, without having to be fully invested into them. For example, this anomaly creates a random, fully revealed heist blueprint wing, with random rogue companions. This anomaly has a version of the Sacred Grove where the plants have fully taken over.
Oh,
This
I
strongbox
like
seems to have a
Harvest.
strange mechanism.
Oh, it's the gambler's
Atlas
chest.
anomalies are unaffected by your Atlas skill tree, and you can't augment them using any fragments. Therefore, they can be run at any time without feeling like they have to be saved for later to maximize the potential rewards. There are many more Atlas anomalies to discover for yourselves, each of them tied to a specific Atlas quadrant. It is therefore worth discovering which ones can spawn in each part of the Atlas, as it may influence what Atlas strategy you wish to
Whatever
pursue.
that is.
So that is a heap of new challenges to encounter, from the League and the in-game. But you may be asking, what new tools do we have to face these challenges? In 329, we are giving a bit of love to spellcasters, specifically those that cast spells themselves. But first, let's address the elephant in the room that astute players may have noticed.
Sockets.
Yes, I'm talking about those socket colors. So, after the better part of 2 decades, in 329, we're making a fairly radical change. Sockets, at a basic level, don't have colors anymore. You can now put any colored gem into any socket. We're doing this to address a long-running issue for both new and experienced players. I'm sure almost everyone who has played before has run into the issue of finding a notable upgrade and have struggled to find a way to equip it. Maybe you find an amazing body armor, one that would give you a substantial boost to your defenses, but you just can't move your skill or support gems over because the colors of the sockets just don't match, and you didn't luck out with your chromatic orbs. It's not fun when you have to unequip a bunch of skills or supports just to use a better item.
So what's the benefit?
This can still happen with the socket numbers and socket links, so it's not like it's just purely trivial, but the colors were just unnecessary. And not only prevented upgrading gear, it limited build experimentation.
Okay.
So, given that, what do the colors on gems with regards to sockets even now mean?
Yes.
Well, the colors on gems for sockets are still relevant, just as an upgrade system. You can still find items with colored sockets, and you can craft them onto items. They are just rarer and more powerful. Most importantly, they don't restrict what can be socketed into them. So how are they more powerful?
Yeah.
Well, if you were to find an item with, say, a green socket, you can put a green gem inside of it to get an additional quality bonus to that gem. This allows socket colors to be a purely positive outcome on an item, while not just simplifying the system away. You can also still change the color of sockets on your items using a chromatic orb, which now guarantees at least one red, blue,
Oh my god,
or
they're
green
cooking
socket.
so hard!
This change will make it easier for everyone to upgrade items and maintain their build, especially while progressing.
I just saw plus
Speaking
one
of builds
level!
and gems, we wanted to make sure we improve some of those, specifically for spellcasters. Let's get into that. Spellcasters have a large number of different skills to choose from, but often many skills play and scale in similar ways. We have done a pass through existing spells, differentiating spell damage types from each other. For example, Shadow's physical spells, like Ethereal Knives and Bladefall, now have a much higher critical strike chance than other spells at the expense of damage. Pure Lightning spells now all have generally higher cast speeds, but they cost more mana per second than other spells. We noticed that some of the Ascendancy classes for Shadow, Witch, and Templar were lacking options for general spellcasting, so we've added a new notable to the Assassin, the Occultist, and the Inquisitor. We are also introducing a new skill, Mana Infused Staff, that infuses your staff with arcane energy, raising your block chance and reducing the mana cost of your spells. In addition, when you are hit by an enemy, you
Nice
retaliate
cape.
with a wave of arcane lightning, dealing
what?
damage based on your maximum mana.
Nice cape.
One of the struggles we noticed with certain self-cast archetypes was that they lacked a scaling option in the endgame. In 329, we're adding a special new set of exceptional skill gems called Pacts. Each pact is themed around a specific Beyond demon and Lycia. You can make a bargain with these demons to empower your spells. But at what cost, you may ask? Well, these spells don't have a typical cost, but instead cause the player to gain a special affliction debuff. Don't worry too much though, the rewards will be worth it.
Okay.
For example, Pact of Baydat causes many of your different spells
We have to trust him.
cause a ruckus.
Never trust an elf.
While Pact of Gore is for dot birds. Using this pact will plague your enemies. Just cast it and watch everything around you melt.
Anything
I
for
wonder
minions?
what Pact of Lycia and Pact of Katash do. We won't go into the specifics of all the balance changes we are making here, but there are many more caster improvements, including buffs to specific spells and supports, buffs to caster unique items, as well as more and better ways to solve mana. Check out the patch notes later for all the details. Next up, we're going to be talking about the new supporter packs for Curse of the Oriflame.
Please
Today,
be good.
we're launching two new series of supporter packs, the Plague and Remedis packs.
Deep red,
Each
I
tier
said deep
contains
red.
the pack's
Silver.
full face value in points, alongside several
Silver.
exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these
It's not
packs
really
are
red,
purely
it's more
cosmetic
brown.
Okay.
and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way.
There's a
The
raw pet
Plague
though.
series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions.
It's a dog!
Equipping the Plague weapon
It's a
skin
doggo.
replaces the default appearance of your
That's why you
staff,
dog a rat.
sword, mace, or shield.
For
with a
30,
weapon that has been
that's a lot
submerged
of
in
value
corrosive
for 30.
toxins. The Plague Rat Pet is the
That
result
is a
of a
lot
nefarious
of value
experiment.
for 30.
When a unique enemy is nearby, it faints as a defensive mechanism to protect its fragile body so it can continue to
It's the pet
spread
for you.
disease. The metal of the Plague Bearer armor set has corroded, and the cloth has begun to disintegrate from being exposed to such toxic
It's more of a
elements.
brown, folks.
It includes the Plague Bearer back
Yeah, that
attachment,
looks brown.
which spreads disease across the ground in town areas.
That's for
maximizing
you,
the
it
chance
spreads
of
disease
infection.
around you.
A disease
You get
swarm
always sick.
infects your weapon when using the Plague Bearer weapon effect. Use
No,
it
it's the
alongside the
diseases
Erupting
that surround
Pustule's
me.
rare finisher effect to spread vile
Ooh.
and devastating disease to monsters you kill. Activating the
But how
Plague
about
Wraith
the
map
silver
device causes
one?
the plagued
Hello?
energy to flow from the chained being. Given the goal of spreading such illness
bit
is to end
OTP.
the lives of as many as possible,
I mean, it's part
the
of
map
Exile.
device
Everything's
tracks
over
kills
the
in
top.
kind, showing you the number of
True.
enemies killed in each map,
Oh, that's
sorted by
cool.
rarity. Feel free to even pin the count of enemies slain in a map to the leaderboard at your leisure. Pair it with
That's
the
cool.
putrefying portal to fully immerse yourself in the Plague Propagator experience. Both the map
But what
device
about
and
the
the
silver
portal
one?
emit such a potent putrefaction that even
They're
the
getting
birds
there.
flying overhead cannot survive.
This is the
as they
900
plummet to the
one.
ground around it.
What? It
The
kills
Remedis
the
Pack
birds.
series
There you
also
go.
contains
Oh
7
my god, that
exclusive
is so
microtransactions.
Look at the pet.
The Remedis weapon skin changes the appearance of your staff,
Don't care.
wand,
Don't care.
scepter,
Meteor.
or shield.
Do we get the
relics once
roar?
used by the Order of the Remedis
Yes,
Knights
look at
against
it.
the
It says
plague.
it. Midi
The
Roa
Midi
pet.
Roa Pet is kitted out with all the
Well, I'm
supplies
buying
necessary
it.
for healing in remote locations. Strangely, these Roas seem to have a particular fondness for goblin meat. The Remedis
buying it.
Knight armor set is bestowed upon those tasked with traveling through Rayclast to purge the sick of their diseases. The matching back attachment cleanses the
Don't care.
disease left behind on the ground in town
I need
areas
wings.
by the Plague Bearer back attachment. It's an important job of a
That's
Remedis
cool.
Knight to not let disease take over.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
cool.
the
Your part.
800 one.
The Remedis Knight weapon effect
Oh,
funnels
that's-
the divine power
that's
of purification
cool.
into your weapon.
Oh,
Return
that
to
fits
the
Aura
that's
so
really
monastery
cool.
hideout to recuperate
But
from
I-
your purifying
it's-
duties.
Ooh,
Once
we get a
thriving
hideout.
center for curing ailments, this monastery has
But I
slowly
like my
wasted away
hideout.
while lying unused. If you're
Hey,
feeling
after
brave
what
enough,
I went through to
there's
get
even
mine,
a platform to
changing
dive
it.
into
Mm.
the purifying waters below before washing back up at the base of the hideout. Last,
That's cool.
but not least, use the Reservoir of Benediction Affinity Stash to store all of your elixirs. This stash opens to your stash tab with the Flask Affinity set. Additionally, all microtransactions from the supporter packs are available for use in Path of Exile 2. We're looking forward to seeing which of you
I'm buying
choose
the
to
Remedy
become the
60
plague
probably.
and spread disease across Rayclast.
I definitely want the
Wish
roar.
to fight against it
I definitely
by
want the
becoming a
roar.
Remedis Knight. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, we'll post the full patch notes for Path of Exile.
We're not gonna watch
Curse
the
of the
Q&A
Oriflame
because that usually
at
goes
11
very
a.m.
long.
New Zealand time, 4 p.m. Pacific. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news.
Okay. So, that is Path of Exile, patch 329. Freaking great! It's gonna be amazing. This looks to be like a very, very strong patch. I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. There was nothing about golems, there was nothing about RF, so I suspect that both builds will be just fine. And cool stuff. Very cool stuff. I'm gonna enjoy me the 60 Remedus pack, most likely. That's cool. And yeah. Lots of fun. Guys, twitch.tv/Hanazaki, Hanazaki TV on all of the socials, and LivePlay HZTV when we stream on YouTube as well. However, when we stream Path of Exile, we usually play some music, therefore it is a Twitch-only stream. But it's a lot of fun. Please join us. You can play with us, and we're playing in co-op most of the time. And you can just simply join us and farm with us and increase the loot and the things. These things right here. That one. That we hear them. And you know where to find us, guys. Have a good time. Take care. Bye-bye. That's about it.